How are you, Sister Geda?
I'm good, and how are you?
We thank the Lord. It is a great honor and privilege to always talk to you. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the Kwasizabantu Youth Conference. So before we do that, can you introduce yourself and then we can take it from there?
Yes, thank you. It's always nice to talk to you too. I'm Gerda Potgieter. I'm the managing editor of the Devoted Christian Lifestyle magazine, which is free on the website available www.devotedmag.co.za. I became involved at Kwasizabantu because I wrote a book about them, A Journey to the Truth, the case of Kwasizabantu. So I've attended one of the youth conferences, and since then I volunteer yearly at the youth conference.
So you don't get paid or you're not hired by them, so you just volunteer to.
No, I'm a volunteer, and I hope more people will volunteer because it's hard work. It's a conference for more than a week, and thousands attend. And I enjoy it tremendously. It's life changing.
I see. Thank you so much, sister. Can you tell us a little bit about the Kwasizabantu Youth Conference?
Yes, gladly. It's the most sustainable youth conference that I know about. The last one in the beginning of July was the 102nd youth conference. They started over 50 years ago and they have two conferences per year. It's normally during the longest school holidays. So the theme of this year was Wake Up, O Sleeper from Ephesians 5, verse 14. And yeah, it's just an amazing event. This
Thank you
year,
so much.
over 8,000. This year, over 8,000 registered, and on the Thanksgiving Sunday, there was more than 10,000 people who attended.
I see. And what are the aims and objectives of the conference?
So the aims and objectives of the conference is basically, well, firstly, to share the gospel with the young people and to help those who have already accepted the Lord as their Savior to grow deeper into their faith. Also to share disciple time with other young Christians, and for them also to interact with young leaders and mentors. They are also taught life skills at the conference to deal with challenges more effectively. And they are also taught practical skills, like, for instance, to start a small vegetable garden at schools or at their homes. In short, briefly, the Kwasizabantu Youth Conference is an event where they can learn, where they can grow, and also have lifting experiences.
Okay, what are the impact? What kind of teaching do you guys teach them?
So the impact of the conference is enormous. I mean, it's already the 102nd conference, and thousands attended each time. So that means that it's very impactful, and it grows with each and every conference. It grows. Conference is effective means of engaging young people. It gives them a positive sense of themselves. It teaches them self-control and decision-making skills. It's also very pro-social because they interact with peer groups, with other youngsters of the same age. But most importantly, it gives them a moral system of belief because it's based on biblical principles. All in all, I spoke with some of the attendees and I asked them what they got from the conference. And overall, it's a great blessing to them and gives them a sense of hope. You know, with unemployment figure of over 42% in the country, the youngsters that don't have hope anymore. And that conference, they get a sense of hope. What do they teach them? It's a whole range of topics that they discuss. The dangers of substance abuse is always on the agenda. That's a growing problem in our society. Smoking and vaping. Some people think that vaping is a healthier alternative to smoking, which it is not. Teenage pregnancies is also a huge social ill that we have to deal with. That's always on the agenda. Abortion is always on the agenda. Lack of discipline, which is also a growing problem in schools and also in homes. And then the issue of gender fluidity, that involves them moving between genders. Those are all the topics. They have excellent speakers. And as you know, Dr. Peter Hammond, he's a regular speaker at the conference. He always brings inspiring messages linked up to the theme of the conference, uplifting testimonies of other young people. So yeah, that's basically what they focus on.
Thank you so much. And what is the age range that you guys require? When we talk about youth, some people they may think maybe it's a bug, estimation because what age range that you guys take to the conference?
So the age range is between 13 and 19, because the younger you start sharing these principles with the youngsters, the better it is. This year, there were 56 buses going from Kwasizabantu to the places where they collected, and then after the conference, also to take them back. So, what Kwasizabantu does is to work with Christian organizations, to work with other churches, and to work with schools to identify those in need of, a better skills, better upliftment experiences. So they work very closely with them, and they identify the youngsters within that age range.
So you guys do this on the school holidays because all this will be students that are going to attend this conference. How do you guys deal with that? Do you plan to do the conference in the um, school holiday, or what do you do?
It's normally during July and the December school holidays, because those are the two longer school holidays, and it's normally within the first week when the school holidays start, so they can go back and do other things and relax as well. It's quite a busy conference. They have 3 services per day. They have counseling sessions. There's opportunity for them to speak to mentors and counselors, to get guidance if they need it. They have a sports day, so they're quite busy. I can tell you, after a week at Kwasizabantu, they need a little bit of relaxation as well.
Thank you so much. When you look at, for example, the benefits of attending this conference, because, the youth are not interested in the things of God. Not only the youth, but the majority of the people at large. But you guys are calling the youth and try to teach them the word of God. Don't you guys have any difficulties when you call the youth and start to put them together to teach them the word of God? And some of these youth are not even Christians.
That is true. And there's always a few incidents, but they deal with it immediately. This time, for instance, there was a group, and this saddened me. It was a group from a specific church, and their bishop told them they're going to retreat and they're going to swim and they're going to have fun. Yes, there is fun. They have a sports day where they can participate in sport activities and just games, and they are rewarded for participation. But you also have to put in the work. And as I said, there's 3 services per day. That keeps them busy. So those kids, they were not very happy, and they asked to go back, and they were sent back. Another thing that I've picked up is the lack of discipline and the lack of gratitude. And that's not Kwasizabantu's problem. That's a problem overall in schools. You read about it, you see that in schools. And discipline for me starts at home. So that's a problem which has to be dealt with at homes, in schools, churches. But yeah, and also the lack of gratitude. I was observing, I was walking around talking to some of the kids. And what I've noticed, nobody say thank you. They receive 3 meals per day, healthy meals, by the way. It's long queues. The people work around the clock, straight through the night, cooking and preparing for the next day's meal. And there's not a lot of them that say thank you. I mean, thank you doesn't cost anything.
I think the reason for that is because, as we said, if people are not grateful to God who gave them even the life that we have, so how they can be grateful if somebody gave them a piece of bread or maybe meal, That's why I was thinking the challenges will be much more because most of these youth are not really interested in the things of God. They are interested in the social media and
Yes,
fun,
yes.
as you said earlier on. So how do you deal with these kind of challenges when especially you get youths who are attending the conference and they are not really into the things of God? They're not interested. They're interested in something else.
Well, let me tell you, all those issues are dealt through the counseling sessions, the mentoring sessions, and what's also important, the youth are invited to share their testimony. So these youngsters, they go to the pulpit, they tell their stories, and that's very inspiring. They also motivate them to change their own behavior, and through these examples, you know. They turn to the Lord. But I can tell you one thing: the ones that turn to the Lord and they really, really, if that becomes a strong point in their lives, I tell you, their behavior changes as well. And then those youngsters, they are good examples to the others. But yeah, there's always the incidents that has to be dealt with immediately, and it is. But I want to share some good news with you, if I may.
Okay, you may.
The whole conference is supported financially by Aquile. So Aquile is the water bottling company which supports off the mission. They bottle the water on the mission station. So yesterday late, I received news that they received, Aquile Water received the KZN Awards, and I'm reading it so that I don't make a mistake, for top businesses. And the award was given by Standard Bank, the Women of Africa Business Group, in collaboration with East Coast Radio. And the reason why they got the award is for it was category 9, the community upliftment and improvement. That's the reason why they received the award. So I was asked by another magazine to write an article about the legacy of Reverend Adler Stegen, because he started Kwasizabantu over 55 years ago, as you know. He started all the projects, including the Aquile Water, including the youth conference, was started by him. And I've listed a whole list, and I want to read it to you because that gives you an impact of the legacy of one man and how one man can make a difference. Obviously, it was helped over the years, but over 7 decades of ministry he had among the Zulu people before he passed away 2 years ago. The Kwasizabantu Mission, which he founded, was established 55 years ago. They will celebrate 55 years this year. Um, he built an auditorium which can seat approximately 10,000 people at a time. He started diverse agricultural projects: peppers, avocados, cabbage, artemisia, pawpaws, dragon fruit, mangoes. The list is just goes on. He established a dairy farm and it's making yogurt, Mars, butter, all those sort of things. He started a bakery and a pasta producing facilities, building projects like hostels, dormitories, houses. He started a community radio station, Radio Kwesi, which is also involved in the youth conference because they streamline on a daily basis all the services so that those that can't attend the youth conference, they can at least participate through the radio broadcasts. Job creation, permanent and seasonal workers. Education, his contribution towards education was huge. Preschool, primary school, high school, Cedar Academy International. They've done over the years, and that's why they received an award, several humanitarian community outreaches, food and water outreach programs, the biannual youth conferences that we've just discussed, over 102 conferences, the ministers' conference every 2 years. They already held 100 conferences. And then there's also the SIPSA program, which got its birth from the youth conferences, where they restore the lives of those youngsters who are addicted to drugs, to alcohol, to all sorts of addictions. So the
I
work
see.
Kwasizabantu is doing in the community is immense.
So tell us a little bit about who pay for the logistics. As you said, that Equal Water support and
Yeah.
give some of the logistics. Do you get all the funding that you guys use from the aqua water, or how do you get your funding? Because I know that all these services are free.
Yes, and it's quite expensive. I mean, you can just imagine to host 10,000 people on one day to give them meals and to host 8,000 youngsters at a time for over a week, free accommodation. They are transported through from the places where they stay to the mission and afterwards back. That's very costly. You can just imagine 56 buses, and they went as far as Untata this time. So it's all been sponsored by Aquele Water, which is belongs to the mission. They discovered in the early 70s spring water, and they started to bottle it. But also the agriculture projects, you know, the sales of the peppers, etc., etc. So, but Aquela is the main sponsor of this, and Aquela has received numerous awards over the years for excellence, for innovation. And in May this year, they were awarded with being the most loved water brand in South Africa.
Wow, that sounds good. So, what are the benefits of attending this conference? Because somebody may, be listening to us and think, well, even if I want to attend, what am I going to get there? So what are the benefits of attending the conference?
Well, the benefits is firstly for them to learn about the gospel. And, you know, many of these children, the youngsters, they've never heard about Jesus. I still can't believe it. But that is that. It gives them the opportunity to network with peer groups, with other young people their age from different cultural groups, from different backgrounds. That is a great benefit. They get positive of sense. You know, people listen to me. I'm important. I have an opportunity to. I have a voice here. I can share my testimony with others. Self-control, decision-making skills. I've mentioned the practical skills, like something as simple as start a vegetable garden and start feeding yourself. Don't depend on other people, and sound biblical teachings and a deeper spiritual connection through the church services with the Lord. So that
I see.
those are just some of the benefits.
Thank you so much, sister. I think that is what we will have to discuss about. But can you tell us a little bit about Kwasizabantu Mission at large? What do you guys do in general?
Well, I want to make it clear I'm not part of Kwasizabantu. I am retired, so I write articles for different magazines. I manage Devoted magazine, but I do volunteer at several courses if it's worthwhile. I also volunteer at Frontline Fellowship from time to time, but mostly at the youth conferences. So Kwasizabantu is a non-denominational Christian mission, and they are situated in Kranskop in KwaZulu-Natal. This year, as I've already mentioned, they will celebrate 55 years. The mission itself, but the ministry is over 70 years, the Zulu ministry. They provide spiritual guidance, they provide support, and they provide counseling to everybody, not only to the Zulu people or to the community close to them. Everybody that needs help, guidance, or counseling, they do that. They have a SIPSA restoration program where they help people to restore their lives, and it is those that are addicted to drugs, to alcohol, to technology, all those sort of things. We spoke about it the other day. They also run awareness campaigns, and they've already visited over 800 schools. So it's not only the youth conference that they hold twice a year, they also go out to schools and they teach the youngsters about, and they create awareness for um, teenage pregnancies, the dangers of abuse, the dangers of drugs, and all sorts of social ills. They have a standing track record, and they are mostly invited by schools to come and speak to the youngsters.
Thank you so much, sister. Now, I have a last question which I want to ask you. You know, these youth, they face a lot of challenges, especially in the days that we are living. And, you know, some of them, they might be able to surrender. They need help more than what you guys offer. Do you have any alternative place where you may send them for more counseling or, you know, teachings or anything like that? If
Yes,
they,
of course, they can.
if they are willing.
Yeah, I'm going to share some websites where they can get all the information. Kwasizabantu is big and it's got different help. Radio Kwesi, for instance, they can go on the website of Radio Kwesi. There's a 24/7 helpline where they can call in to get help of any kind. They will also, direct them to specific parts of Kwasizabantu. They can visit the website www.ksb.org.za. They can also visit www.sipsa.org.za about the restoration program. But if they visit the KSB website, there's all the information is there. Also about the recent youth conference, previous youth conference, testimonies of people who have been helped, and all the contact details are there. They can call, they can send an email, and they will most definitely be helped.
Thank you so much, Sister Geda. I think that is what we have for today. Do you have anything that you would like to add or say? You are more than welcome. Otherwise, we are at the end of our meeting.
Thank you. Well, I want to invite your followers to please read Devoted. It's for free, and to share the information, www.devotedmag.co.za, and also to follow our Facebook page for all the news. Divine Publishers / Devoted. They can follow us there. And please also to become volunteers. We all have something to give back, and we all have to give back to communities. That's what I do. And I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's life changing.
Thank you so much, Sister. I highly appreciate it for your time and have a blessed day. God bless you.
Thank you. The same to you, and the same to your viewers. And I hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much, Sister. Stay blessed.